Lockheed Martin-owned Sikorsky and Boeing have rolled out the final specs of their new helicopter, one of two candidates that will replace the U.S. Army's iconic U-60 Black Hawk. The Defiant X isn't just meant to replace the Black Hawk, but also fly up to twice as fast and twice as far, giving Army air assault forces an unparalleled battlefield mobility. The Defiant X is Sikorsky, Boeing's entry into the Army's future long-range assault aircraft program, which aims to replace the Black Hawks that were introduced into Army service in the early 1980s. Although the U-60 has been a reliable workhorse and regularly updated with new tech, the Army believes it's time for a new, clean-sheet aircraft that can take advantage of the last 40 years of aircraft research and development. Defiant X is an outgrowth of the coaxial propellers. This arrangement stabilizes the aircraft while leaving the tail section, typically reserved for a stabilizing tail rotor, open for other uses. The new helo uses the extra space to include a push propeller, giving it a second source of thrust. Defiant X also cuts a more streamlined form than the Black Hawk, retracting its landing gear in flight to eliminate parasitic drag. The new helicopter also features fly-by-wire controls. These turn the pilot's physical movements into electrical signals that are fed into the flight computer, which then interprets the movements into commands to the flight control surfaces. It helps to eliminate the cables and pulleys associated with traditional controls, which could be damaged by enemy fire and result in a loss of aircraft control. Sikorsky claims Defiant X also has a number of other features. The helicopter has a reduced thermal signature to keep it off enemy infrared sensors and reduce its vulnerability to shoulder-fired, infrared-guided missiles. A company image of the Defiant X carrying an underslung M777 towed howitzer hints at a greater lifting capability. The 9,300-pound M777 is just out of the Black Hawk's sling load capability. Finally, Sikorsky says the helicopter is much more agile than past helicopters, allowing it to fly low across forests and other uneven terrain, particularly the megacities the Army believes will become the battlefields of the future. Medium transport helicopters in the Defiant X's weight class are typically armed with a pair of door-mounted, 7.62mm machine guns, giving them a limited self-escort capability. While Sikorsky's photos of Defiant X depict an unarmed aircraft, production versions will almost certainly include some form of armament. Remote weapon systems similar to the Army's CROWS system for ground vehicles are one option, offering greater accuracy and use at high speed. Unfortunately, these systems are heavy, at least for now, and would detract from Defiant X's lifting capability. The Defiant X will square off against the Bell V-280 Valor for the FLRAA contract in 2022, with Army aviation units receiving their first aircraft by 2030.